It's always weird to me why they go to the woman and say, like, you should break up with him. And I'm like, but what about him?
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another review on the Review Garden.
So this is the reaction and review for episodes 13, 14, 15, and 16. So after he got mad that, she wanted to go to Venice with Min Hyuk, he called, what's her name? Haiwan by the wrong name. And then, that's when she kind of sat him down and had that conversation, the long awaited conversation where she like lets him go, because if she didn't let him go, he would never like move on. And she knew that he liked Ji-yoon this whole time, and she just didn't care, and she just wanted him closer to her. But I'm like, you're just getting an empty shell. He's with you, but he's not with you. He's thinking about Ji-yoon, but he doesn't want to act on that, and all of that stuff. So I'm like, you're just being selfish. This whole time, her whole existence in this show has just been selfish. And, Young Jae is selfish too, but he's also immature and he's childish. So I'm like, this girl let you go. You come back. Just talk to Ji-yoon. Talk to Ji-yoon about your feelings, and all this wouldn't be, all this episodes are unnecessary, because they're just like replaying the same thing. They're like misunderstandings, miscommunication, when all this could have been resolved if you had just been honest with Ji-yoon in the beginning. Everyone just be honest. But no, we gotta continue and prolong this to 16 episodes. And now more and more people are finding out about their contract. And his father, came to their house and started beating him up. But she got the most of the beating, because she was trying to stop the father from beating him. And, the father is telling her to break up with him. And it's this whole, we're getting a divorce. No, we're not. We're getting a divorce. No, we're not. Like, it's too much, and it's gone on for too long. Like, just figure out what it is y'all want. Their communication and lack of communication is what annoys me the most with watching episode 14, because he's literally asking her, what do you talk to him about that? What do you talk to Min Hyuk about that you can't talk to me about? And then, like, at first she started, telling him, you hurt me. Da, da, da. Yeah, but why don't you say why? Like, I understand you not wanting to tell him about what his father said, but then you're like, why don't you go to Haiwan and let's break up and you can go to Haiwan. Okay, but with him, he broke up with Haiwan. She let him go. We're past that. So why don't you just tell her exactly what happened? Like, so that you can clear any confusion. But instead, he's asking her, can Minyuk protect you? Does he not hurt you? Like, won't you say what's important? Clear the air. But then again, like, I think she was probably trying to start a fight so that she could just break up with him because that's what his father is telling her to do. But they're both very childish because you both like each other. Just come out and say it. And he should technically start the conversation because she's over here thinking that he's still in love with Haiwan. So he should be the one starting the conversation saying, hey, she's no longer in the picture. This and this and this and that. And they never registered their marriage. So I guess, in a way, they're not married. They're just, in a way, it could be classified as boyfriend and girlfriend going through a breakup. The only thing is, he would have to give her the house because that was in the contract. I don't even understand the whole concept of him making, going publicly and stating that he's in love with this woman and because of her, he's getting a divorce. And even though, Haiwan, finally a good thing she did in this whole series, she went and told, Ji-yoon that Yoon Jae likes her, but she was like, it's too late. We started wrong. So, we gotta end it. At the start of episode 15, they're divorced, but they haven't said how long they've been divorced for. And she's living in the house by herself. It's pretty much a mess. And Minyuk, is still trying to pursue her. They didn't say how long the divorce was, but when Minyuk proposed to her, well, I guess that was his way of proposing to her. He was like, let's eat every day. Let's eat together every day. I want to see you every day. Let's do all these things together every day. And she was like, every day? And he was like, yeah, I'm proposing to you. And she's like, it hasn't even been that long that I got a divorce, and he's like, I'll wait for you. And I'm like, dude. And also her movie, her play, they decided to turn it into a movie, so they just got a director for it, and she really wants Young Jae to play the lead. And he's like, well, Young Jae's probably not going to accept. Okay, well, why don't you ask him? Like, that's the whole thing they're missing. It's the communication part. How you know he's not going to want to do it if you don't ask him to do it? So, like, during the time after the divorce, Young Jae went to go become a monk. And I'm like, what are you doing? And then the Minyuk went to, his agency and asked that he be the lead and he would give him whatever he wants if he's the main lead for the girl, for Ji-yoon's play. So, as you know, her friend, Ji-yoon's friend, what's his name? Dong-wook or something. The one who pretty much stole all her stuff. The manager told him to go get Young Jae and bring him back. Do whatever you need to do to get him to come back. And this man is over here saying, oh, Minyuk is such a horrible person. After you left, he stopped paying attention to Ji-yoon and she's sick, she really needs you. So like to get him to like go running back. And I'm just like, ugh. I also think in this series they didn't really have a sense of time. Normally there's something there to give you a sense of how long it has been. And you would have thought that it would have been the girl's pregnancy, her friend's pregnancy, because in the beginning, the whole reason, her and her husband sold her house was because they were pregnant and, they went to loan sharks or whatever. But the whole series, she did not grow a stomach at all. And it's like, I'm assuming they got a divorce before the previous 6 months were up, right? So technically, whatever time has gone by, she should have had the baby already. So if she didn't have the baby already, that means we are still in the span of 9 months. We are still within the 9 months time frame, right? Young Jay, apologized to his father, and his father was like, do you even know what you're apologizing for? Do you even mean it? And he's like, no, I'm just doing it because Ji-yoon asked me to, ask for forgiveness. And he pretty much said, the whole thing was his fault and that he should accept her. And the father was like, you like her? So what was the point of the whole contract marriage? Why didn't you get married, really married to her? And he's like, I didn't think I would come to love her this much. Meh. Okay, so how about you just tell her you love her? How about that? Minhyuk pretty much told Young Jae that he proposed to Ji-yoon, kind of in a way because he saw him in the house and he's like, it's time for you to get out. Go get your own place, because the only way for her to come to me in peace is if you're gone. I mean, it's the arrogance for me. Like, she loves him, right? And he loves her. Just like Haiwan, she took a while to get out of the picture, but you need to get out of the picture. Like, you're like, "Oh, the only way she'll come to me is if you're gone." Clearly, she's not interested in you. But then again, the fact that she's, still entertaining Minhyuk, but I think in no way she's doing it because he's her boss and they're like doing that the movie together. But still, and now after he told him that, we're back to this whole miscommunicating but not communicating. Ji-yoon did tell Minhyuk that she wasn't interested anymore and that she shouldn't have told him to wait, which is what I was saying. That she shouldn't have told him to wait, and that, because she's still not over Young Jae. But it wasn't like that solved anything. So Young Jae went and got help from her friends after, quote, friends after, he proposed to her and she rejected him. And I'm like, why are we even prolonging this? This is pretty much episode 16. At the end of episode 15, he proposed. But all of the beginning of episode 16 was pretty much him trying to figure out how to propose again. Their roles kind of switch because she's the owner and, she's still telling him to get out of her house. And he is not working. So she's like, I'm gonna hire you as the housekeeper, blah blah blah. So they ended up all this back and forth, back and forth. They really didn't get together officially until 45 minutes of episode 16, and this was an hour-long episode. So like the remaining of the 15 episodes were just them showing you them on a few dates, and then there was a time lapse because the friends were holding the baby and they opened up their video shop, and he just finished filming the movie. So the movie, Ji-yoon's movie, had already came out. So the movie name is The Housekeeper and Me. So it's pretty much a story about the two of them. But they didn't really tell you how long has went by, but you could pretty tell it was kind of like a year. But like there was, I feel like there could have been more added to the ending, because they only showed you Minhyuk and Haiwan coming over to their house to celebrate, but then didn't kind of show you the relationship between him and his parents. If they had a scene with the five of them, so the grandma, the mom, the dad, maybe having dinner once they got back together, I feel like that would have been a good thing to add. And I don't know. To me, it just felt like they pushed it so far in the end. If you look back at the whole series, they weren't really together until the very last 15 minutes of the whole series. But that is it for this reaction. Join me as I rate the entire series. And this wraps up our journey on the Review Garden. Thank you for joining me today as we explored this drama. If you enjoyed this reaction and review, please remember to subscribe for more insightful videos. Don't forget to like this video and share your thoughts in the comments below. Your feedback helps our channel grow. As always, I'm truly grateful for your support and for joining me on this journey on the Review Garden. Until next time, and happy listening. Bye.